Okay guys, so this is part 2 of the video. So we got the car running. As you can tell, it is dark in here. You only see little bits of things. Okay, you see all the little different lights that matter. You got the lights on your steering wheel. All the light intensities are turned down extremely in the car, but you can still see things. Okay, you got the little lights on. Even your passenger can see the lights. So that's actually a really cool feature with the car. I think was really smart that they did. It's not really dim. If you have it on this dim during the day and your automatic headlights pop on because you're in a tunnel or something, or in an area where it's, well, tunnel's kind of a poor excuse, but like going under an overpass or it's cloudy out, you can't see anything. So you want to turn that up, which is be the left one. Now as I go to turn it up, you're going to see different stuff like this, the steering wheel, and other things as well increase. Oops, wrong one. Put this one, there it is. Okay, see that? Now we got the interior light that popped on. You have that one there, and you have the 2 little spotlights. Feels like I'm in like a nightclub. But it lights up really good in here. I mean, it's not like you can't not see anything. And even people in the back basically see what they need to see, but nothing major. But it's mainly the driver who needs to see things, not anybody else. So we're going to turn that down. But as you notice, I'm going to do it quickly. Everything lights up quick. Now there's multiple settings, and as you move it, you can feel it. So you get it from the first click, and you roll it up until it's just before that first click is usually where I have it at. So it's a nice dimness. So I'm focusing. My eyes are more seeing the road than the lights in front of me. But I gotta say, one thing I do like that is kind of cool is we have the illuminated cup holders, which is great because you know there's nothing worse when you're driving. You can't figure out where to stick your freaking cup. But we have the interior lighting that amplifies it. So we're going to turn this up, and you're going to see what's pretty cool is the cup holder here and my floor where my feet are, which I think is a little hard to see with the phone right now. Everything kind of lights up. So the other door cup holder, the under the front by the feet, the door cup holder that's over here, and illumination and the cup holders stay the same. So that's not a really big deal. Now that the car is running, we can actually access the climate control. So now here's the climate control system. So because it is dual climate control, you can have it synced or you can have it separate. So I can have 80 degrees on my side, you can have 60 on the other side, and you have the dial that's down here. So we can turn this up. Okay, it's going towards my feet. Push of a button, I can do front where it goes feet and face, just face, feet and windshield. I can have it where it stays inside the car. I go to my controls. I have my heated seats on and I have my heated steering wheel on. They come on automatically because it's 35 and below. As a little tidbit in case you're wondering why they don't turn on when it's 60, it's because it's 60 out. It's when it's 30 and below, which is nice because the heated steering wheel and the seats heat up quicker than the car does. So that's a nice little thing because it's not a heating system, it's an electronic system. In case you're wondering why it doesn't work, push of a button here, I got my windshield, and I could do my back. So on nice frosty, cold days, and my windows are fogged up, I can defog them really quickly. And if you could just about see that mirror, see that little symbol? I'll give you guys a couple seconds. It's a little rectangle with soft edges and 3 little wavies coming up. That gets activated by activating the rear for the rear window. Okay, simple. And as you knock everything out, you can slow stuff down, and it already gets hot in here really quick. I'm going to drop this down to 80 for an example. As I drop it down, the other side gets dropped down too. And you can go to auto, and you know there's a ton of stuff. You have max AC, regular AC, so on and so forth. Your gauges come up pretty quickly. Now, if you want to know certain things about your car, such as like the SRT pages, you press SRT. It comes up, it tells you everything. So my transmission is set to street, my phone won't record it the right way, my paddle shifters are off, my traction is street, my suspension is street, because I don't really want to change anything for that reasoning, and I'm not looking to be racing down the road at 100,000 miles an hour. It's stupid, it's idiotic. I have really nowhere to go to be going that fast. I'm going to shut my heat off because it's hot enough as it is in here, and we're going to go for a little quick drive. Now I keep up my fuel mileage But all you got to do is just hit these buttons here to change everything. So it goes through performance and stuff. When you're doing drag racing, you have all your different performancing, your braking distance, your G-force you could watch, your peak G-forces that are on the car, your lap time history, my top speed. Well, good thing that's blurred out. I think people might have saw that. The fastest I've ever gone. It shows my tire pressure. My tire pressure is strange. My back rear tires are 33. My driver's side front is 35. My passenger side front is 32. Your vehicle info section is number 2. I have coolant temperature at 208, which is normal. My transmission temp is at 127. My oil temperature is at 183. My oil pressure is at 49. My oil life right now is at 30. I do want to get it changed soon, so I'm going to be doing that soon in a video. My battery voltage is 14.3. My intake air temperature is 131. If you're trying to figure out what that is, that's the air going into the air intake system. So as you drive, that temperature goes down. Being that it's like, how is it 131 when it's like 32 degrees outside? Because it's getting the heat from the engine as well. My torque right now is at 2 pounds. My engine horsepower is 0 because I'm sitting here idling. My fuel ratio is 13.5. My boost from my supercharger is 19 inches per HG, whatever that is. And my IC coolant temperature, which is 80 degrees. So you have a lot of different options you can go through. You can look at your speedometer. You could diagnose if there's something wrong. You can go through your setup screen. You can go through messages if you had them. Go through the audio that's on there. You can have your tripometer running. Or you can stay in fuel economy mode like I do. Just so it kind of keeps you like going, ooh, I shouldn't drive fast. You can answer and hang up phone calls right here. You have your cruise control, okay? Really simple. Very simple. Your navigation pops up here. You have all that as well. You can go to your apps, and inside your apps has different things that you either bought or came with the car. You have like Travel Link, for an example. See if it still works. It does. I can go to my weather, and it tells me right now it is 34 degrees, partly cloudy. It tells me exactly where I am and what time it is, in case I don't know in the day. I can go from 3 and 6 hours. In 6 hours, 0% chance of precipitation. I get my 5-day forecast in case I'm planning a road trip and I'm in the car or I'm working out of the car. I got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It's going to rain. I could change my location. I can go skiing info where I want to go skiing. Oh, I can go Mount Rainier or Montauk Mount, whatever the hell it is. Favorites. I don't have favorites in here. Fuel prices, Sirius traffic, Sirius subscription, my favorites, movie listings, sports, weather. Weather map. I can click on the weather map over here and stuff. I can go, it's going to show me the weather map. I can click on the radar. It's going to show me the radar. I can't really zoom out like you normally would, so you have to hit the buttons here. So that's why I said this system is a little off and stuff on that aspect. But you know what? It doesn't matter because you're really not going to use it that much. And if you are going to use it, then you're spending way too much time in this car. This car is a fun. This car is a fun performance car. It's not really meant to be driven as a vehicle that you're going to be using it for, work-related things. I mean, yeah, I use it as a daily driver to go to work, but that's, for work purposes on that respect. There's really nothing made more for that other than it's just a street legal drag car that, you can have fun with and stuff, but don't be stupid. It's not a car for somebody who is young and dumb. Who's going to be driving like a bat out of hell. If you are young, I advise you don't drive the car. It's extremely fast. It can extremely get away from you.
New text message from Dad.
Yeah, I don't care. All right, so we're going to go for a quick drive around the block. You have the speedometer up on the screen, so you're going to know exactly how fast I'm going. And you're going to hear the car from the inside, and then I'll have the windows dropped. I'll tell you then, and then you're going to hear the car from the outside, and I won't talk. as I carefully crawl out of my driveway. Knows how to take an exit. Girl slamming our brakes. I got a guy with a Mustang behind me right now. His high beams on, trying to flash me. Like, dude, if you knew this was a Hellcat, see, that's another thing too, people, you're gonna get, because we're gonna drop the windows soon. When you drive this car, I mean, 0 to 100 miles an hour is like 2 seconds, literally. Don't get into races with people. That's how you wreck your car. Not just by itself, but also like an actual accident, and then you also get in trouble by police. Like, this guy's gonna blow past me right now, and he's driving a yellow stock Mustang, okay? I hit it. Just no, not gonna happen, buddy. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop the windows down. We're gonna get back up to like 65. You're gonna hear the supercharger whine. And then also just how it sounds differently from inside the cab. Alright, dropping windows now. Wait till we get past everybody, then I can scoot a little bit. I don't like doing it when there's a lot of idiots around. No, don't do it, you retard. There we go. So, with the windows down, you can't really hear that much because of the wind. Close the windows up. It muffles the sound just enough so that you don't hear that weird wind turbulence. But I tell you, it sounds so much better with the windows closed than with the windows up. You know? Other than that, as a car that drives and handles, it goes great. I have absolutely no problem with it. I will never drive it in the snow. The rain, I would suggest anybody who's new to driving a Hellcat or is interested in driving a Hellcat at all and you're worried about the weather, turn around, don't drown. And, you know, also the other thing too is because the car is a sealed up bottom car, it can hydroplane very easily. So definitely be aware of that feature as well. And another thing also that I wanted to show you before I continue to finish the video is the backup camera. As you can see, it's kind of hard to see. It is very, very grainy. It's very grainy. So, you know, the camera, backup camera itself isn't the greatest. You probably can change it out to something that's a lot more better, I would say. Like I said, my phone really isn't picking this up the right way. So it looks worse than it really is. I mean, I could see things, but, you know. And it also shows you there exactly, you know, what you're in vicinity of almost hitting. Back to the rain thing. If you are going to be driving the car, you want one of these cars, and you're worried about driving in inclement weather, I would say rain. The only thing you got to really be careful with is do not get on the throttle. I've got on the throttle on this thing a couple times in the rain, and I got sideways, and it scares the shit out of you, especially on a turn. You don't know what you're going to hit. You don't know who you're going to hit, and it gets scary. It gets nerve-wracking. The car does respond really quickly, especially with the traction control system on. It responds really quickly because the car has a computer in it that is intelligent enough to realize, what the hell happened? At least that's how I felt about the way it responded to it. Maybe I just been driving cars for a while and I responded to it perfectly. I kind of did like a half-ass drift for you people out there. It was more like me sideways for like 2 seconds and trying to turn and slow down into it. So yeah, maybe it was me more than the car controlling itself. Maybe that's why I didn't crash it like most people probably would have. Take it slow in the rain. Be careful. Do not drive it in the snow. Don't go for fancy snow tires. If this car is your daily driver, get another one for the snow. Get a truck, get an SUV, get a Jeep. You know, get something that's cheap and just pay the insurance on it. I mean, seriously. I mean, you can even do kind of like what I wanted to do, but because the weather's so wacky in New York, it'd be freaking pure insanity. But I was going to have where I drove the Challenger on nice days, and then I drove my pickup truck on rainy days. You know, it's kind of stupid, but my pickup truck can handle the weather a lot better, and it's a bigger mess for the idiots on the road versus this car, which feels tiny and small when you got people tailgating you, even though it's the size of a 4-door Wrangler or even a small Chevy pickup truck that is a 2-door with a back jump doors and a 6-foot bed. So, I mean a 4.5-foot bed. So it has that little nervousness that you do have when you're driving it, because it is an expensive car. It's a very nice car, and people on the road are texting and driving. That's another thing. Do not text and drive in this car. You may just go, this old guy doesn't know what he's talking about. You know what? In this car, okay, when you're cruising along at 100 miles an hour, all right, okay, a lot of people on the road have barely done 80 miles an hour. 100 miles an hour in this car feels like 50. 150 miles an hour in this car feels like I'm doing 90. 90 miles an hour in this car feels like 10. You don't believe me? Either you have one or have somebody who has one and actually see if they let you drive it. Because, for an example, there's been times I drove my mother around for the doctors, and I got on the car a little bit to get past somebody. I'm doing 70. She's sitting next to me freaking out. I'm like, Mom, we're doing 70. She goes, you feel like you're doing over 100. I'm like, yeah, because I'm used to it. You're not. Another thing also is, remember, if you have passengers and stuff, don't be like the rest of the YouTube people out there that flirt with elderly people or anybody in general. The amount of G-force that's in this car when you hit the accelerator to take off will literally take your breath away if you're a passenger. As a driver, you know exactly how quick it's going to go when you get used to it. I'm used to it, so it doesn't bother me. At first, it was like, oh my God, it spooked me. As a passenger, it will take your breath away. And it's not like, oh, wow. No, it will literally, it throws you so hard into the seat that you can't breathe. And a lot of people go, wow, that's fun, that's cool, I want to try that to somebody. Don't. Because you know what? That person may die, that person may have a medical issue, or your stupidity of you laughing might cause a crash and kill your passenger anyway. So you know what? If you're going to buy a car like this, be a very responsible person. which is funny because I'm the most unresponsible person in the world, as everybody thinks I am, for driving a car that can go extremely fast. The problem is I've driven cars that can go extremely fast for years. A lot of people haven't. And honestly, as I would say probably my third issue with this car, and it would be more of the car company, this car should not be given away to drivers who haven't signed a waiver and done a background check where it shows you have driven a car this fast before. I've driven cars, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, I've driven race cars, I've driven high-performance race trucks that went 190 miles an hour for an hour, and I was driving it. So this thing at 200 miles an hour would be phenomenally great because I would love to hit this thing at top 200. But I would never do it on the public roads because all it takes is that one person to either walk in front of you or somebody to cut you off in a car or somebody to run a red light, and it ends your life or theirs. And in this car, no matter how nice it looks and how big it is, 100 miles an hour, it's going to look like a pancake. Anyway, I hope everybody likes the video. I know I got a little nuts towards the end of it and stuff, but I really want to get that point across to people. Don't do stupid shit, because I see it with guys who are in bone stock Challengers. I'll be cruising down the road to a car show. The guy rolls up on me. His license plate says Exorcist. It's a bone stock Challenger with a bone stock V8 with a loud exhaust. He's revving his engine. He's stroking himself. He looks like he's in his 50s. This guy floored it from the traffic light. I did it. He lost control, almost hit 2 cars in a traffic pole, and got pulled over by police. And I just cruised through the light, and I didn't do anything stupid. So just don't be dumb, okay? Don't be dumb. Don't try to show off with the car. You want to show the car off? Here's an idea. Take your car to the car show. Look at this. You open the door. You have a light so you can see the ground in case there's a puddle, okay? Don't do anything stupid. You have a light that's down there so you can see the floor. Take your car to a car show. If you want to show the car off and you want to be a big show off, take the car to a car show. Don't be stupid. Do the right thing. Hey, everybody. Hey, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. Please share it with your friends, your family. And hey, stay behind the wheel. Keep that gas running. Peace.